This story out of Houston is f***ed up and the details might be upsetting. This is 46-year-old Jeffrey Limmer, an attorney who dedicated his life to helping others. A graduate from the University of Texas and the South Texas College of Law, he was known not just for his legal expertise, but also for standing up for what he believed was right. But what he didn't know was that would ultimately lead to his death. Last Saturday in West Houston around 6 p.m., he was at this McDonald's grabbing dinner. That's when his life took a dark turn. Someone else inside the fast food chain was upset over their order, demanding a refund. They began berating the staff. Jeffrey, who frequently visited this McDonald's, stepped in, trying to diffuse the tension. He tried to calm the disgruntled customer. But his act of bravery turned deadly when the customer retaliated by pushing him to the ground before going back to his car to grab a gun. That's when he shot Jeffrey point blank right outside the McDonald's before fleeing in his blue Ford pickup truck. The shooter is still on the run. It didn't come as a surprise to Jeffrey's family when detectives told them he was trying to help people in his final moments.
He's always just wanted to fight for the little guy and do the right thing, and he was very staunch in his convictions.
Jeffrey is remembered not only for his legal accomplishments, but for his everyday acts of kindness and his unwavering commitment to justice. Critics say that our country's two crises, gun violence and widespread inequality, are a fatal mix that's getting worse. There are literally more guns than people in this country, and at the same time, more and more people are forced into lives of crime because they can't afford the basic necessities of life. Meanwhile, fat cats on Wall Street continue to get richer and richer, like the fascist-leaning Elon Musk, who literally makes $413,000 every single hour, while the rest of us get gunned down outside of McDonald's. Jeffrey's story is a sobering reminder of the costs of unfettered capitalism and a world gone crazy. Rest in peace.
And my condolences goes out to this family as well as in his family. The family he created is very beautiful as well. The family he came from loved him. So knowing that he was doing something good, I'm pretty sure, they're going to not be so messed up about it, because in my eye, he's a hero. He's a very hero person who stepped in to try to de-escalate some things that happened, the way it happened. And who would have known the guy or woman or whoever the fuck this shooter was going to go out to the car on some premeditated shit, come back, shoot somebody over some food, or a beverage. Anyway, it's fucking nonsense, because nobody have the right to say, hey, today is your day, your time has come. None of us have that fucking right. None of us have the right to say how you're supposed to live your life. But what we do have the right is how we deliver things we don't like and how we approach situations. And I'm pretty sure he approached the situations, as we heard, with nothing but good intentions. It's just the devil, this demonic person who went and got that firearm, is a coward. Every negative word you can think of, and hopefully justice will be served. But there's so much going on in this world, we just gotta wait, see. And thanks to those beautiful people over at Notice News for keeping us updated on the world and what's going on. Because without them, we'll just be like, oh, I didn't know this was going on in DC. I didn't know this was going on in New York or Cali or Utah, So it's good to stay educated with the world.
Might be hard to watch. This is 16-year-old Makai Brown from New York City. Makai was a student at a charter school in Soho, and he was known for his love of basketball. He played in a league run by an anti-gun violence group, where he earned a reputation as a passionate player and a caring person. He would commute over an hour to school every day to be part of the team. But now, that's all over. Just this week, right after school around 2:30 p.m., tragedy struck just steps away from Makai's school. That's when Makai was targeted by a gunman riding a city bike in what appeared to be a calculated attack right in broad daylight. Witnesses were everywhere. This footage was posted to the Citizen app. Makai was shot once in the head and twice more in the leg. Despite efforts to save him, he was later pronounced dead at the hospital. In the immediate aftermath, his mother, overcome with grief, remembered her son as someone who helps everybody. She revealed he'd recently tattooed her name on his arm. He was an only child. The motive behind the shooting remains unclear, though sources suggest it might have been related to a dispute at school involving other students. The shooter is still on the run. This all happened just this week, bringing shock and horror to a community that viewed Mackay as a symbol of hope against violence. And while we don't know exactly what motivated this, we do know the primary driver of violent crime is poverty. According to the Poor People's Campaign, some 140 million Americans live in poverty or are one crisis away from financial ruin. Critics ask, what would crime look like in our country if everyone had their basic needs, like housing, healthcare, and income, covered? The tragic irony is that Mackay, a member of a team fighting gun violence, became a victim of the very issue he stood against. In a country where there are more guns than people, we must question the systems that perpetuate this cycle. Rest in peace, Mackay.
My condolences goes out to this young man's family, just for the simple fact he was against the things that killed him, guns. And it is true, we have way more motherfucking guns than we, need in this country. But it's a money pit. They're making hella money. So, they not gonna stop. But what we can try to do is try to educate these kids, educate your household. If you love your loved ones, let them know that this is not the way to go. Somebody says something, y'all talk about it like real men, or y'all young men trying to grow up and eventually be real men. So the person that took this guy's life, just know you will get caught eventually. And I mean, what the fuck was it all worth for? Now you running, hiding out, all the witnesses was right there. People talk, man. And now people who care about the shooter is going to be fucked up, just like the people who care about this guy is fucked up.